morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Wednesday, October 28th, 2015. Those biblical rainstorms almost in South Carolina last month could end up costing the insurance industry perhaps as high as $18 billion. This is according to data coming from the catastrophe modeling firm CoreLogic. They're saying that the potential exposure home insurers in South Carolina face from the early October storm that flooded the state is expected to be over $18 billion. This is based on exposure value data to the more than 159,000 homes in the 22 counties that have been declared a federal disaster area. According to AM Best, the insurer losses will be tempered by the fact that standard homeowners policies don't cover flood insurance damage, and also auto insurance policies, only the comprehensive part of them cover flood insurance damage, and people who have comprehensive usually buy it because it's mandatory when the car is being financed. So we're going to have to wait and see how this shakes out, but this could be a fairly significant loss. Catlin, the newly merged entity of Catlin Insurance and XL Insurance, says that it has made a $50 million savings for 2016 reinsurance purchases. This is after centralizing its outward reinsurance spend. This is effective with the 1/1 renewals. In a conference call yesterday, the company said that the group had combined several reinsurance programs following XL's $4.2 billion acquisition of Catlin. According to Mike McGavick, the CEO of the combined entity, the $50 million savings is, quote, only a portion of what XL Catlin can ultimately achieve. PartnerRe, which had been the subject of a takeover effort by Axis, reported a third quarter net loss of $243 million, or $5.08 a share. Its results were hard hit by the paying of a $315 million termination fee to Axis, as well as exposure to the Tianjin explosion in China. They incurred a $60 million loss there. Axis Capital, on the other hand, which received the $315 million payment in the third quarter, indicated that their net income was $248 million a share, or down $31 million a share compared to the period last year. They noted that the firm had been hit by volatility in its investment portfolio and, quote, unusually high offshore energy losses. The company saw pre-tax net losses of about $43 million from the Tianjin port explosion in China, as well as losses relating to American weather claims. This is despite the $315 million check from Partner. The United States is planning more naval patrols off that contested artificial island that the Chinese are building in the South China Sea. 2 days ago, an American destroyer sailed through the area within range of the island inside the 12-mile limit. The Americans do not believe that this constitutes a sovereign territory because it was a coral reef that the Chinese have begun building a military installation on. Beijing is outraged and called the American ambassador to China in to formally protest. A senior Egyptian police official in the Mediterranean port city of Alexandria says that recent heavy rains have caused an apartment building to collapse, killing at least 3 people. The 3-story building caved in earlier today. The area has been hit by unusually heavy rainstorms in the past days, causing the governor of Alexandria to resign over a poor government response to the catastrophe. Volkswagen says that it has lost about $1.83 billion for the third quarter. This is its first quarterly loss in at least 15 years. It set aside about 6.7 billion euros to pay for recalling and fixing cars that were rigged to evade U.S. diesel emission tests. The chief financial officer said the company has solid and robust cash reserves to meet the financial impact of the emission scandal. He said the cost is enormous but manageable. In the United States, a senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders, who is a self-professed socialist, has been giving Hillary Clinton a bit of a run for her money. He's attracting attention from many young people. He's calling for financial equality. The news today that I'm about to give you will be fodder for his campaign. The retirement savings accumulated by just 100 chief executives in the United States have been found to be equal to the entire retirement amounts of 41% of American families, or more than 116 million people. This is a study released by the Center for Effective Government and Institute for Policy Studies. It found that the 100 largest CEO retirement funds are worth an average of about $49.3 million per executive, or a combined $4.9 billion. In recent years, pay and income inequality across different income groups have received increasing attention in the United States. You'll remember the Occupy Wall Street and the 1%. And this is something that I'm sure you're going to hear again tonight. You might even hear it this evening at the Republican debate, although I doubt that. Last night, the New York Mets lost a thriller to the Kansas City Royals in 14 innings in Game 1 of the World Series. The Royals are up 1-0. Next game is tonight. Hopefully the players will have enough rest. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching.